Hey everybody! Welcome to D&Mead like the drink. I'm just finishing up a quick little pre-show Photoshop, and then I will be right with y'all. But when I am thinking of doing like little pre-show Photoshops, which I've done in the past, but I want to also you be able to see me. So I've created this silence bubble, this second level illusion PNG, so it's kind of transparent. And I just wanted to add a last little mute button. So, a mute PNG. And then I'll ask if I want to replace it. Yes, I do. Bop. And then send it over to this one. Bop. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. Mute PNG. Bop. And then put it to this one. Almost done. Almost done. That makes sense now. Yes. Mute PNG. Huh? And then browse for mute PNG. Yeah, that's it, baby. And then just put it right over here. Let's make it like here. And then we can move silence over. Let's rename this also. Bubble. Cool. And then let's move this over just a little bit. And then let's move my mute. Cool. Bop, bop, bop. And then just move this slightly. Oh boy. You just... Nice, I like it. Let's see. Does it look all good together? Yeah. Because then... There we go. Cool. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to D&Mead like the drink. I'm Victor Rivera and I play with myself. I play D&D with myself. Oh. And welcome. This is an opportunity where I just chat. We are listed under just chatting for the various Twitch streams. There's a bug on my microphone. Get out of here, buggy. Bro, no. You don't get to... Can you see it? No. Bro, get out of my... Everyone wants to be a star. So, boop. Hello and welcome. Yes, this is an opportunity where we just chat, and I chat about how D&Me's been going this week, or no, not even this week. This month, April 2022. This is our 5th month. Wow, in 3 days it'll be... Nope, boy. In 3 days it'll be our 9th month of doing D&Me, and that's amazing. So thank you so much for being here. Look, my eyes perfectly at the horizon. But yeah, this is an opportunity where you grab a glass of something good and join me. I will be drinking a little concoction here that I'll share in a second. But we get to chat about D&Me, and y'all ask questions, and I'll try and answer those questions. And then the more I drink, the more tipsy tangents we go on. That's me! So, a lot of great stuff. But welcome. Let me know what you're sipping on in the chat. And I'm going to put my phone away because I want to be distracted by y'all instead of the million other things going on. But let's see. First and foremost, let me D&Mead April. Start my notes because I like taking notes during the streams that I don't watch again. And speaking of watching stuff again, so Wednesday nights I do D&Me. We did episode 35 this past Wednesday, and Thursday mornings I try to rewatch it so that I can take notes, and it's been such a hectic week that I still have not rewatched episode 35 because just a million other things happened. One of which, well, before I get into that, let's see. Let's start with my drink. Yes. So my drink tonight is perfectly green, so you can't see it. Let me get the green screen out of here for 2 seconds so that you can see the lovely concoction that I made. Boop. All right. So this is my drink, and it's really cool. It tastes very nice, but I can't drink it quite yet because it needs one last little thing. What is this? This drink is called Release the Kraken, and its garnish are gummy worms. So this comes from a book, and boy, even the gummy worms are green, so you can't really see it. Let me see if I can just, for a good title card. Even though you can't really see that. And that's fine. But this recipe calls for 3 to 5 gummy worms. So I have 8. Oh boy, trying to pick up 8 gummy worms at a time is very silly. No, you can't see that at all. And let's not pick up any of the green ones, or just the bottoms of the green ones. Okay, here we go. God, and they're all yellow, or... All right, let me try that again. Now my hands are getting all sugary. I promise I planned this, but the execution... Okay. Here we go. I'm grabbing all the yellow ends. Even picking up 5 gummy worms is tough. Okay. Yee! All right. Gummies invisibility. Yes. So, let's have an orange one for D&Me orange as garnish. Nothing. None of this is working. Good thing you're so delicious. And then let's drown the other ones. Can you? Yeah, you can see that. It's supposed to be blue, hence blurp. Here, y'all need to see it. So this is like my first really strong drink here on D&Me. No! Alright, so that gummy worm fell overboard. There we go. Oh boy, it's gonna be a sticky mess. Oh well, I'm having fun. Now they're all just in the bottom because Release the Kraken suggests to have gummy worms as the tentacles that come out. Oh boy, I don't want my workstation to be sticky, so drinking. Gummies of invisibility. It looks like you are drinking the ocean. Ooh, and driving the ocean. But don't drink and drive the ocean. Although, no, you probably shouldn't. No, okay. As I'm saying it, you should not drink and drive a boat. I don't know the nautical laws, but I'm pretty sure that's, don't do that. Except if you're boating. No. Like, I know drinking on a boat. No. So don't do it. Like July 4th stuff. Anyways, before I get into illegal talk, this recipe comes out of the Dungeon Meister, a Drink Master's Guide. 75 epic RPG cocktail recipes to shake up your campaign. So, this is Release the Kraken. Whoopah! Release the Kraken. So that's what it kind of supposed to look like, the gummy worms. Let's see if I can read it. From the depths of the ocean comes a loud car. From the depths of the ocean comes a frightful beast that all sailors know and fear. When unleashed, there's no escaping from its grasp. Once you get a hold of this drink, you'll never want to let it out of your grasp. That when the sweet and citrus flavors combine with the sour tentacles, you'll see why the Kraken is so infamous. The Kraken itself has been depicted in many forms, sometimes as a giant squid or other tentacled beast, and sometimes as a giant claymation creature from the Black Lagoon with 4 arms. Such is the mystery and majesty of the mighty beast. So that is the Release the Kraken. My version, the book, like I took a picture of it, but yesterday Yes, yesterday. My roommates, who are just lovely and amazing, they planned and scheduled a Victor Day, which was very, very sweet, where, like, they just wanted to celebrate me, which was lovely because I've been really busy, so I've been in my room a lot. So yesterday they cooked some D&D meals from the Heroes Feast, and then they went out and bought materials for Release the Kraken. So my lovely roommate Danny, he's very enthusiastic while cooking and making drinks. So some splashes of blue caracal has blessed this book and given experience. So you're supposed to use 2 ounces of dark rum, or Kraken. 1.5 ounces of blue caracal, 6 ounces of pineapple juice, 2 ounces of orange juice, and it just makes it totally green from what I did. Well, I also put in a lot more rum. And it has a cup of ice. But 3 to 5 sour gummy worms for garnish. Add all the ingredients except gummy worms into a blender and pulse until slushy and combined. I didn't do that. I just straight up. Pour drink into a cooler glass. Into a cooler glass. Oh, is that what that is? Or cooler as in, like, neat. Arrange gummy worms throughout to represent tentacles. Check. All right, so hope for TTRPGs lurk. Hello. I would totally drink that except for the worms. Well, it's very yummy. It's, like, tropical and citrusy. Hi, Hope. I'm learning... So... A couple things. Let me finish this first thought. Let me finish this thought first. Oh no! How much have I had to drink already? It's very yummy. I don't look at the worms. Oh boy. Oh well. But cheers, my dears. Clink. Yes, this is grab a glass of something good for D&Mead, like the drink, and then we'll just chat. So here we go. Awesome. Let me know if you're drinking anything in chat. And just water is amazing. So this is why you learn about your media. I Hope for TTRPGs reached out to me and wanted to give me a shout out on yesterday's stream of theirs. Hope for TTRPGs. You can see them in the chat right now. But they do a community support stream, which is amazing and incredible. And they gave me a really thoughtful shout out. And go onto their Twitch, which is twitch.tv/hope4, FORTTRPGs. Hope for TTRPGs. And then you can see the community stream. And I'm, let's see. I'm at the timestamp 4:22. So, the 22 minutes in, I guess, until 25 minutes. So a lovely 3 minutes of shout out. And I am going to clip it so that I can put it on my D&Medias. But I learned so much from watching Hope's stream, which I really appreciate, a bunch of stuff. But one of which is new channel point rewards in the chat. So if you go down, if you see the stream chat, you go down to the bottom left-hand corner, and then you click on that little bubble, and it should have a number that keeps going up the longer you watch something or the more channel points you get. And you click on it, and then what I didn't really realize until like 2 hours ago is my channel point rewards are like you can spend 100 of the channel points of you just watching a channel, and then you can highlight a message, which is really cool. But I made a thing where today is a new one where if you spend 500 channel points, then you get me to take a sip of either water during normal streams or of a little stronger water, of ocean water for D&Mead like a drink. So if you have 500 channel points to spend, that one was free. But I imagine when my sister gets a hold of that, then she'll just go click, 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 and then make me take like 8 sips at a time. So that is cool. So Also, for Twitch, there's a lot of different things you could do with the channel points. Either hydrate, or when you're playing a game, then they can choose different things. If you spend like a bunch more things, then you could have like a re-roll for D&D podcasts or D&D live streams, actual plays. So I'm thinking about more channel points, but if anyone has 500, then that's a good use of it right now. And I think that's actual money? I don't know, but we're getting there. So, hello and welcome. This month has been really good. March was kind of tough because my microphone was dying, and that was really, really stressful because, take a sip of water, mate, don't or something. See, that's what you do. Take a sip. Here you go. A good sip. It's 100. Oh shit! I meant to make that 500. Oh well. So yes, it is 100. Yeah. Let's see if I might make that 500, but we can come up with more channel points and stuff. Like, if you spend 1,000 or something, then like Toot Toot will burst out into song no matter what. And so, for the most part, it's fun, little stuff, but sometimes it could be disruptive. So I'm trying to figure out the balance between that. But in 9 months, I've learned a lot of Twitch so far. For example, hope for TTRPGs also, if you do an exclamation point and then lurk, and then there's a bunch of other, I should look up more action verbs, but it is some kind of chat mechanism. For example, if you do exclamation point R space D20, then it rolls a D20 for you, and then it'll spit out a number between 1 and 20. So exclamation point R space D20. And then we will use that mechanic to talk about, to go through my D&Mead sheet to talk about other stuff. But it's a really cool thing. So that, but lurking, I found out, is like when you just have the stream on in the background and you're listening to it and you don't contribute in the chat, which is awesome. And that's, a lot of viewers do that, and that's really cool. I've certainly done that. So lurk. Release the Kraken. Dungeon Meister. We will do more from those. But what else? This month I got a new microphone. So this is a Snowball, which I had the Blue Yeti, but I think it was too high powered for my laptops that I have. So I took it down a notch, and it's been working very, very well. I got the windscreen for it. I got this glass vase thing as a mic stand, because otherwise, I'm sure this is great audio, but the blue Snowball mic stand is really wide and goofy, and that's too wide for the space that I have right here. So this is a lot more narrow. There we go. Great. And then center it up. So, I don't know if y'all could hear that, but it felt lovely. D&Me like a drink. This is an opportunity for me to record my thoughts of what 9 months into D&Me is like so far. So, microphone, the stand looks like a Kraken. Yeah, with the little, it kind of looks like a jellyfish too. Neat. Yeah, I got a new mic, so that is like technically really relieving. So that was because I was worried for a while of just, because this whole show is you hearing and watching me, and then the podcast is you hearing me. The podcast is you only hearing me. So I need good quality audio for that, so that you can hear me the best. And the podcast is good, but with the mic like crackling and popping and then cutting out completely and just doing a tipsy scream, then that's not good. So I'm glad I got this. Now you can hear the fan more and you can hear my AC more. But I would rather have that than worry really hard about audio. So that's great. Because Hope reached out to me, giving the gift of the shout out for her community support stream. Then I was like, I need to make D&Me the best it can be right now. What does that mean? So I made 20 episodes worth of D&Recaps, which is very, very hard. I went back and watched every D&Recap at the beginning at D& pre-show, and then I wrote all those down in a Word document. Oh, my screen share is still up. Oopsie. Sorry. I rewatched every D&Recap, and then I wrote it all down, and me wording it better than my... so Toot Toot walks down to the yawning portal, and what does he do? That's where I have one of my biggest challenges for D&Me is just eloquently summarizing things up. But I've gotten a lot better at it. And then I did episodes 16 through 35, which again, D&Recaps are summing up 5 episodes at a time in kind of 5 minutes, which all of them have been under 5 minutes, which is great. But the very first one was 6 minutes. 6 minutes and like 40 seconds. So then I threw all those out. I published them all. I made them all available. So now, for the next like 3 days, you can watch episode 1 through 35 and be completely caught up. It's only like half an hour to watch all 7 videos, but it's a huge accomplishment, and I think it'll be great for letting people come in to the campaign like at episode 36. So I'll do that every 5 episodes. So the next one will be 36 through 40, etc. So I did that, and that was like 3 solid days of work. And then here's a thing. I want to show y'all something else I worked on. I spent like 2.5 days really working on the D&Recaps. But then I spent 3.5 hours making this. Making this. Oh, did you go away? I don't even know where you go. Where did they go from here now that all of the children have grown up? And how do we spend our time? Mom, what are you sipping on? As I figured this out. Are you drinking anything fun? It's first day back at a work week. Or just water or Diet Dr. Pepper. You don't drink that actually anymore. And is Poppy here? Okay, here we go. Bap. Nice. Got him. So this is a 1-page water. That's fine. That's totally good. So this is a 1-page PDF pitch where I was thinking how... Yes, just got home. Oh, Poppy just got home. Hello, Poppy. You want to... Yeah, we'll wait for my father to settle. Oh, hey, hola! Alan Parsons Project. Yeah, where do we go from here? Or is that Chicago? Now that all of the children have grown up, and how do we spend our time? Victor is looking that up right now. Where do we go from here song? You are totally right. The Alan Parsons Project. Yes, sir. Good job, Poppy. Oh, wait. And Chicago. Hold on. And a song by Buffy the Vampire Slayer? All right. Okay. Well, which ones? Where do we go from here, Alan Parsons? Knowing nobody gives us a damn. Yeah. Is that Chicago or Alan Parsons Project? I can't play the song because they're both licensed. Games people play. Am I still singing the same song? I am so confused right now. Games people. Okay. I can't play. Oh, no. This laptop is plugged into my headset because my headset isn't plugged into. All right. I can listen to it. Um, what did I just look up? Holy cow, Release the Kraken. It's 25 minutes in and okay, where do we go from here? Well, which one's the Chicago song? Games People Play. I'm going to listen to the title is Games People Play. Well, then why did it still say Chicago? Okay. That's it. Yeah, Games People Play. That's totally it. But then which one's the Chicago one? Because they also have a song that's... Where do we go from here? Oh, that's very different. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Wow. Okay, that kind of broke my mind. Well, this is why I'm learning so much. Games People Play. Great. I love it. Anyway, that two-faced conundrum. This is D&Me, one man playing Dungeons & Dragons. So this is like a one-page PDF pitch of D&Me because I wanted to make something like just if I were to ever to business-size the show, like I wanted to make everything comprehensible in one fell swoop. So like a who, a what, a when, a where, and like my different links. I do want to do audience numbers, viewers and stuff, because I have 1,200. I have 1,200 views on Twitch and YouTube, which is remarkable. And then I'm gonna do a bunch of other streams, and like that's why I have my D&Me like the drink. Although that's more like this is like the tipsy talk show of. This is the Adventure Zone for the Adventure Zone, and Tox Mahina for Critical Role, and Talking Dad for Dungeons and Daddies. So this is like me talking about the episodes. So, yeah, Dodie or something and I'll Angelito Guapo. Y'all are my biggest audience, so if you have any questions, let me know. But, one of you do the... Okay. For Poppy in chat, get out of here. You're so in the way. Okay. In the chat, do !R space D20. !R space D20. And that will roll a D20 and then spit out a number between 1 and 20. And then that's like a cool way chat can contribute. What? Okay. Jody has something rolled. Ah! Oh. And Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Well, shoot. Okay. It worked on Hope's thing. Sarah tuned in right at the tail end of... Hope's shout out for me. I am writing down right now why that doesn't work. How about 16? Okay. Yep, that's how it works. Lovely. Anyway, so a 16. That's a great segue into let's see. I will roll my own for something else. Let's do a D4. Evens 1, odds 2. So, even. Great, cool. Yeah. So, the first list, because I have 33 talking points for D&Mead. So, 16 on the first list. Okay. So, from my list, I have... Sarah, did you hear how to make him... Oh, yeah, no. I will explain it again. Sarah, did you hear how to make him take a sip? So, Sarah, the channel reward points down at the bottom, if you clicked on it, the little bubble, and if you spend 100 points, oh no, this is gonna be the next 10 minutes. But if you click on that, then you normally saw like highlight my message, and then yep, all right, she found it. She didn't need any help. Oh, yep. We're in trouble now because Sarah, this is a drink we made. I got. I got 11,000 points, babe. Holy cow. I love it that it blends in with the green screen. Yeah, so this is Release the Kraken drink from... Nope, that's not it. From the Dungeon Master, a Drink Master's Guide, and this is what the recipe looks like. Where it's supposed to be blue, but there are also gummy worms in it. There are 8 gummy worms at the bottom that represent tentacles. So, oh boy, 11,000 points. Well, thank you so much for watching 11,000 points worth. LMAO. Amazing. Yep, there we go. Thank you. I might die. That's what that means. Well, so yeah, that's hilarious. I'm thinking in more ways. Sarah, if you've watched a lot of Twitch, then there are different things to do for channel points. Like, if you spend 1,000, then Toot Toot will break out in a song no matter what. So that's a fun interaction, and I haven't thought that much about it because I just haven't done it. But then I watched Hope for TTRPG's stream, and there was a lot of audience interaction, so I totally want to pick up on that. So, yes. But Mom rolled maybe a 16, so in my list of D&Meads, like the drink. So, also, so you know, LMAO and Babe got censored. What? What? No. Don't. How do I change that? Because those are not bad. Oh, man. That's dumb. I'm sorry about that. Oh, my phone chat. Haha. Because it didn't flag it on my chat. On my chat, but... Oh, my phone chat. Not on the computer chat. Yeah, because they went through. If Mommy and Poppy can confirm that we have... On my phone, it got censored. I'll send you a screenshot. Yeah, that's bonkers. Sorry about that. Interesting. I don't know. 9 months, and I should learn more about Twitch. But this week I couldn't do it because I was working on D&Recaps and making that one-page pitch RPG. One-page PDF pitch. Oh, boy, that released... It's so much rum in it. But, yeah. Episode 30... It did not get censored from our point of view. Thank you very much. Well, neither mine, but interesting to know that phone. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, this week a lot is going on, so let me bring that up also. So yesterday was Hope's community support stream, which, again, go onto their Twitch, and she's amazing and super supportive and encouraging of everyone in the whole community. Well, ding dang, darn it. Okay, April. But today is D&Mead Like the Drink. Tomorrow is D&' Artistry. Wednesday is episode 36. Thursday I post episode 36, which is always the case. But April, shoot. Oh, it's on the desktop. Did it do it? Yes, it did. And then, I like the one-page deal. How do I get access to it? Well, I'm going to post it eventually on the D&Medias. It's something I'm planning on doing this week, along with everything else. But I also, so spoiler alert, one of my friends works at Wizards of so one of my friends' cousins work at Wizards of the Coast in D&D. So I'm trying to set that up so that we can send it to him or them. So I will let you also have access to it. I don't know, but yeah, Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, here's the D&Me Like the Drink announcement. I have a PlayStation 5, so I'm going to stream me playing video games. You might have seen on the channel me already playing a couple hours of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I have a really, what a cool connection. I know, right? I had that connection like before episode like 5, but he was like, you know what? So just let it go for a little bit, and then it went on for a little bit, and yeah, I don't know where any of that went. But I have a PlayStation 5, so I am going to be streaming games a lot now, and then plug into that so that I can grow my Twitch audience, so that'll be amazing. I have some great games lined up. I have some Skyrim planned, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, and then I have a couple other games up my sleeve that I think are going to be a great addition to the D&Me family. D&We connection. Games we play. Dun, 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 dun. Which one is... Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care about the time? I feel that that's Chicago. I might have gotten those two mixed up. Skyrim, yes. So, to go ahead a little bit, for... That is Chicago. Okay. In my head, it might have been the same song, just blending into one another. But... Wow, this Release the Kraken's getting to me really hard, really fast. Oh, because I haven't eaten anything all day, you freaking idiot. Liquor is quicker. Anyways. 11,000 points. Fuck! That's amazing. I need to... Yep. To be fair, they sound similar. Good. To be fair. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about. But okay, no. To go like to the next week, then Mother's Day weekend, I am going to play a whole bunch of Skyrim Saturday and Sunday for my mommy. My mom redeemed Take a Sip, water redeemed me. Oh boy. Yes. I totally incurred. And then Isi Angelito Wapo redeemed Take a Sip or water redeemed me 100. I need to change that to like 500 to freaking nerf that shit. Oh shit, that's really funny. Poppy, what are you sipping on? Sarah, what are you sipping on? Anyways, you done fucked up, boy. Yep. Oh my gosh, I love y'all so much. Y'all are so great. Thank you. It's hilarious. Anyways, Saturday and Sunday on Mother's Day weekend, I'm going to play a lot of Skyrim so that my mommy can have videos of just the relaxing ambiance that is Poppy is drinking ham. Yep. And then Java's also Simon's cat. Lol ham. It's amazing. Put ham in a blender with 1 cup of ice and then pulse until Skyrim. Okay. Mom rolled a 16. So, on my thing it says, see how adventure goes, whether or not we'll end up Waterdeep 1 on level 4 or 5 instead of level 20. Tune down the XP so as not to max out. What that means is Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which is the wonderful game that we're playing for Dungeons and for D&Me. We are using a campaign guide, which is the first time I ever used it, and it's amazing, and it's given me a lot of room to make my own shit up. But at the end, it says, you will level up to 5. Like, it says in the thing, like, okay, if you're starting the level at level 1, then by the end of it, you will be level 5. And these are the certain milestones and level markers. Like, after you finish this, then you turn out to be level 5. Or level 3 and level 4. After rescuing Floon, actually, is one of those milestones. Let's see where that is. Ooh. Golly, I fucking love this game. And I love this show. Zentirum. Well, shit. Hold on. Okay, yeah, great. So, after rescuing Floon, Blagmar from the sewers, then level advancement. If you're using milestone level advancement instead of tracking experience points, the characters advance from 1st to 2nd level when they return to Volo after having explored the Xanathar Guild hideout. So that's really cool. My boys were already level 3, and then I gave them the milestone to level up for the first time on D&Me when they decided to stay. So they were in the Troll Skull Manor, and then in episode Elephant in the Room, then they decided to stay, and then that's when I leveled up, instead of them trying to go back to their old campaigns, because that would be very hard, and that would derail my show completely. So, but I was thinking, because, spoiler alert, real big spoiler alert, after Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which there's so much like adventure to milk there that I think it'll easily take me to like maybe episode 100. Just saying, there's no end in sight. But my next campaign that I'm thinking of is doing Waterdeep. Here, let me grab it from my shelf. Take it as I take it out and leave it. Some say I'm a knight. I need to change that too. So, when I finish, if I finish Waterdeep Dragon Heist, then I will do its sequel, Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is, I won't tell you, but it says a Dungeons and Dragons adventure for characters of levels 5 through 20. So, in the same regard as Waterdeep Dragon Heist is levels 1 to 5, where at the end you will be level 5, then if I go through this entire thing as it is written, verbatim, raw, which is rules as written, then Tipsy, Onyx, Rock, and Toot Toot will be level 20 by the end. Which, I imagine this show going on for, like, if everything just exponentially grows as it continues to, then I can see the show going on for years and years and years and years. And I don't want to nerf them so early by having them complete this and then be level 20, because level 20 is the highest you can be for Dungeons and Dragons, and there's no room to grow after that. So when looking at that, then I was like, oh my gosh, if I do Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because as y'all see me unbox every once in a while, there are dozens of adventures. So I'm like, I don't want them to be level 20 and then me having no room to grow after that. But Scott Cobbs, who is one of my friends for board games and Dungeons and Dragons and Pokemon Go, he suggested that I see how the adventure goes, and then whether or not in Waterdeep, then I would level up all the way to 5. And then instead of me going all the way up to level 20 in Mad Mage, then I just tone down the XP that like every milestone or after defeating every baddie, then instead of getting 100 points, for example, then I would only maybe give them 20 so that it like slows that progression down. So that is a note, but let's see. I'm jumping around so much in Waterdeep Dragon Heist that like me having a page won't really mean anything, but I have a lot more story to tell. And it's pretty much what the Adventure Zone did, where the first little area, the first arc, there be goblins. That pretty much came from the starter kit, where it was the Mines of Philander or something. Flanders. It's like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But that was pre-written, and then after that, as soon as Barry Blue Jeans turned into a giant fire colossal dwarf and then blew up Philander or whatever, then they started writing their own adventures. And that's kind of what I'm... Stupid sexy Flanders. Sarah, you are just so fucking good at chat. Oh my gosh. I'm in awe of you. And Mom, of course, too. But Sarah's particularly good. So, yeah, I feel like I have branched off from the adventure proper and just having everything organically grow into my own stuff. Because for the Adventure Zone also, when they made their graphic novels, then Clarg, the bugbear, turns out to be a copywritten name from the starter guide, the starter kit. So that's why they had to change his name to like Nash in the graphic novels, which was really interesting. So if D&Me ever turns into a graphic novel, then I'm going to have to change a couple things, but then I'm making up my own stuff as we go. So it could easily just slip in. Yeah. But reading the graphic novels and seeing Nash instead of Clark, I'm like, okay. But then after that, then Griffin made his own content, so it kind of worked itself out. But instead of level 20 toned down the XP as to not max out, because in my head when I first started, I was like, okay, I might go through, like 3 or 4 campaign guides, but it's taking me 36 episodes to get a little bit into Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So this is no longer an applicable note. And that is what a lot of D&Mead is. D&Mead like the drink, where I look through my old notes and go, this is why this doesn't work anymore. So that was number 16. Pop! There we go. Great. Oh, what else was on the beginning of my notes? So new channel rewards, taking a sip. Oh gosh. I need to change that to maybe 300 or 500. Mom, how many, and Pop, if Angelito or Guapo is still logged in, how many channel points do y'all have? Because y'all have watched me for many, many hours, and 11,000 points. Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. Y'all can't see it. Oh, if I do that, y'all can. Okay, I'm halfway through. But again, there's 8 gummy worms waiting for me at the end. So, all right. New channel points, exclamation, 20,000 points. 20,000 points. You can make me take 200 sips. Is that right? No, you can make me take 2,000 sips. I don't want to see just damn. Well, thank you so much, because yeah, y'all watched, let's see, 36 25 times 2.5, that's how many hours, and then the first. I don't want to kill you. Thank you. Sarah, however, take a sip. I want to watch that Skyrim. I don't give a fuck. Sarah, you're so fucking funny. Oh my gosh, yes. So I also tomorrow I want to be doing emotes, so I can put those up, and then y'all who subscribe will get these little D&Me emotes where one of them will be I have a couple planned, but One of them will be doing skiing, which of course is absolutely needed. But another one is tipsy. Like, okay, so there's this meme where like there's an Elmo. Sarah, you are the best. Yeah, I totally agree. There's a meme where like an Elmo puppet is doing this, and then there's just fire eating like this hellscape. So I want to have tipsy with like 2 tankards, and then like just a yes or something. And then another one, oh my god, that would be such a vibe. Yeah. So that'll be Tuesday after I draw them all out. That'll be tomorrow. One, I think, will just be Onyx and his big old white eyebrows, like doing this, and then just having a no period. And then another one would be Toot Toot, like, and these are all like little tiny squares. Like in my chat, I can barely see them, but I know that they're a big draw. So when you subscribe, then you get my emotes, my D&Me oats. That sounds like steel cut oats, but they'll be in these little squares, and then Toot Toot will just like have his chameleon trunk curling, and then like a wink, and like wink, because like actually having the words and stuff is really good too. And then I don't know, because I'm trying to cover the basic emoji landscape, so like a no or a yes, and then like a wink, some basic some basic emotions and feelings when you're watching, or maybe like an oh my gosh. What would that be? I don't know. Spectral oats, my dude. What would a rock one be? Maybe like looking up rules ... That's pretty funny. That's pretty good. Looking up rules. All right. Ooh, my handwriting's getting sloppy. Whenever I drink and then try and write something, you can tell, like, when you can see me going, looks like I'm trying to write a prescription. That's a doctor's handwriting joke. Take that, doctors. No. Y'all are the heroes. Y'all are the real heroes. Oh, no. All right, Sarah. Here we go. Come on. I can't do it unless I'm getting paid now, so. Yeah, baby. We make a good team, us four. Hey! Oh, shit. Oh, no. 3. Oh, boy. Die, bitch. You're so fucking funny. You can see the... Well, no, you can't. Well, I can see the gummy worms start to emerge. That's, let's see. How much is that? That's, maybe 4 ounces of rum. And then 1.5 of Caracao. Blue Caracao. Anyways, holy cow. Sarah, if you have any... Or Poppy, you know what? Wait. Thanks for reading my chats in the correct manner. I deeply appreciate it. Oh, yeah. One of my best skills as an actor is cold reading, so... I got you, babe. Bop, 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 bop. Episode 27, Groundhog Day. Is that right? Shit, I need to know right now. Because literally, I did D&Recaps 16 through 35. So, I recorded a lot, and then I edited it a lot. Oh, I was 2 off. Episode 25, Groundhog Day. Yeah, so now I have all of the D&Recaps. Sonny and Cher. That one I do remember. Yeah, because it was the beginning of Groundhog Day and then the beginning of the Groundhog Day when we came back from intermission, which was very good. But right now, all my D&Recaps, you have 1 through 35, so the next 3 days you can totally catch up, which y'all are caught up. But in order for me to grow audience, then they can catch up. Catch up. So... I don't think Mommy and Poppy, y'all have any dice in the living room, which I think we totally need to change. Because any excuse to buy a 7-set polyhedral dice is a good excuse. But having some just in the middle of the living room, sitting in a Taco Bell cup, which I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 Taco Bell cups full. But Sarah, I know you. Actually, that's a really good idea. I need to write that down right now. NC Dice Set Living Room. Let's see if I can remember what that means tomorrow. Sarah, I know you have some dice just within grabbing distance. So, roll me a die. S'il vous plaît. So that I can talk more about stuff I have written down. Because my D&20 didn't work for some reason. Maybe, let's see if I can do it. Exclamation point. R-D. Shit! I'm sorry about that, y'all. 10. Sarah redeemed tickets. All right. 10. Great. So as soon as this D4 falls off my forehead, off my D and forehead. 4. So that's even the first list. First list. 10. Okay. So when I first started doing D&Mead, this note is write 3-sentence summary of each character: Tipsy, Lute, Onyx, Polar Bear. When I first started figuring out D&Me, and I was gathering all my notes and rereading all those, and then figuring out banner and how to Twitch, which I still don't know. Then I was so worried about all the technical aspects that there was a point where I was like, you know what? I'm worried about everything else except actually playing. That in order to remember the gist of the characters, I should write like a 3-sentence summary so that I can look up and go, okay, so rock, intellectual, yeah, toot, suave and performy. But I feel that that's taken care of itself already. And someone on Twitter recently actually went, do you write your characters' personalities beforehand, or do you prefer to wait until actual play? And I wrote, the many characters that I have created, I would try and write down notes for their backstory and just writing down just like, okay, so this person will be this, about their personality. But no matter what, without fail, beautifully, then the first episode that we play, like the first session, you automatically redirect. Either you specify or you do something that's completely different, but that feels better for the character. So Onyx turning into almost this child, and then Tipsy's always kind of wah, but Toot being more serene and introspective, and the leader, that was unexpected. So if I had written 3-sentence summaries, then after a while they would have been no longer applicable, or they would have evolved into their own kind of thing anyways. So I'm glad that I didn't, because that also would have pigeonholed me, of going me looking up at my reference sheet and going, oh wait, yeah, okay, no, never mind, I won't do that then. But the fact that I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants all the time, then it's been a really good flavor. I do not, in my 35 episodes, wish that I had written a 3-sentence summary, because whatever ended up being important would just float to the surface anyways. So I'm redeeming 100 points. Let's see, can I do that? So I can take a sip of water. Can I? Let's see. Can I do it? Or excuse me. How do I do my own thing? Oh, yeah. Oh, is that Sarah's? Oh, okay. Because, yeah, and then redeem. Yeah, take that. Chat. Oh boy. Oh man, I think my computer's struggling a lot. Now I can't read the chat. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Sarah, I redeem, boop, 100 channel points for you to pet Spaghetti. And then, boop, redeem to pet Hyla, which are Sarah's 2 cats. Wow, chat, you're taking a while to reload. Oh, shit. Well, that's not good. I can't see any chats now. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, well, whatever happened after me and Sarah redeemed 100 channel points, I can't... Stop. Okay, I'm going to pretend that everything's fine. Cool. Well, I'll see tomorrow what was all said. Oh, okay. It's catching up. So... Done and done. Oh, petting the kitties. Good. Excellent. Okay, well, there we go. So, write 3-sentence summary of each character. Tipsy, Loot, Onyx, Polar Bear, etc. I'm going to decide to take water. You know what? No, that one is redeemed for both. So that's some water. 20,000 channel points. Good Lord. I have dice now. What? Did you go out and get dice? Or did you just get some from like upstairs or something? You still can't see the gummy worms. And I can't. Well, there are 8 gummy worms in here. Gross. Good soup. Sarah, this is like your concoctions that you do for your fucking living. Except mine are gummy worms. That reminds me of why I think Big Mouth Billy Bass are so funny. Because it's like this beautifully designed fake thing of a very real fish trophy. And I just love it because when I see actual fish trophies in like antique stores, then I'm like, nah. But whenever I see a Big Mouth Billy Bass, I'm like, yeah. So I want to, for like my dating apps, which I have not re-downloaded yet, but very much like every other guy's dating app profiles, then I want to hold up, with this background, I want to hold up like 2 Big Mouth Billy Bass as if I just caught them fishing. So I don't remember why I started that, but so very much your whole profession. I have like fake bugs floating and suspended in liquid, which then makes this completely unappealing. But that's fine. I feel like I'm back on the cruise. Ugh. Oh boy. So, Mom, Poppy rolled an 11. Heck yeah. So, yeah, did you go upstairs to grab some dice? Poppy rolled an 11. Let me roll to see which of my 2 lists, because I have an evens list and an odds list. So 6. All right. Well, this was a 2, 4, and a 6 so far. Poppy rolled an 11. Okay. So this is an interesting thought. When I first started, I was looking over all my character sheets, and there's the multiple ways you can roll for a new character. There's either point buy or standard array, or if you just roll 3 d6s and then add them all up for your ability scores, or if you roll 4 d6s and then take out the lowest one. So those are the 4 big ways that you can buy your ability points, which are the strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So me reading all of my old notes for bringing Tipsy and Onyx and Rock and Toot Toot back to life after years of not playing them, then I was like, okay, some of these numbers don't add up. And I'm like, oh, maybe some of their magical items that were created by 4 different DMs, maybe they don't line up. But there are some things still in the book, and like, how do races and classes and backgrounds intersect? And so my note for 11 is make D&D Beyond versions just in case I don't want to buy all the digital copies. So my thoughts were that I would go to D&D Beyond, which was recently bought by Wizards of the Coast, so it's all under the same umbrella for D&D, which I said earlier, but I thought that D&D Beyond was already part of D&D officially. But I was considering the action of me making all of the characters like legit and accurate by making D&D Beyond versions of them, which D&D Beyond is like the online versions of D&D, where they have all the campaign guides, all the source materials, all of the classes and races and backgrounds, and you can make them. But the thing is, it's a very transactional system, so they only have most of stuff, and then you could pay to get everything, but you pay regular prices for books that I already have. So I totally understand that that's the business model, but I didn't want to spend the hours trying to make it, and then it turns out that the performer background, the entertainer background, doesn't exist, and then I have to pay $5.99 in order to get it. And I was like, you know what? After that point, because I was trying to add everything up, and I'm like, there's so many supplemental materials that I would have to pay for in order to make D&D Beyond versions of all my boys to make sure that they're like the most accurate. Then I was like, nah, I got it pretty good. Eventually, I do want to read through all the notes again just to get the specifics of like, what exactly does the Ring of Sexual Magnetism do for Onyx? And there's a couple of the things where I'm like, I don't remember at all where this came from. So it is in my notes. It's lower priority because I recently reorganized my D&M priorities in order to have like highest priority, which was making the D&Recaps for Hope's stream, and then the one-page PDF pitch, etc., all the way down. So I decided not to do D&D Beyond versions because then I would have to pay for them all, and I already got the freaking books. Because D&D Beyond was not a version, like, was not under the D&D official umbrella. So people were like, well, when I buy the book, I should get like a digital code in order for me to have it for D&D Beyond. But those two were until this past month, two completely different entities. So now they might. But speaking of D&D, then they announced 2 different new books. So for the rest of 2022, they are going to release Spelljammer, which was big in D&D's past, and then Dragonlance. So Spelljammer is like, think cosmic adventures. So like space whales and like ships that go through the cosmos and the universes, but they're fucking like sailing ships and like pirate boats and stuff. So that's Spelljammer, and that's coming out August, I think. And then Dragonlance was one of the biggest D&D just worlds, because the biggest umbrella for D&D is Forgotten Realms, written by a friend of the show, Ed Greenwood. So he wrote Forgotten Realms, and then a lot of the cities that we know and love, like Waterdeep and Luxon and Spelljammer. It sounds amazing. Have you heard about it, Mom, elsewhere? Because, like, I follow, of course, the D&D Twitter, and then a bunch of D&D groups that always, like, just pop up whenever something new happens. It goes, so there's a lot of, nope. Yeah, so Spelljammer, then, nope. Spelljammer is, like, space stuff. And there is, I think, 6 new races that are tied to unearthed arcana with the release of Spelljammer. So it's, let's see if I can remember them. A plasmoid, which is like very flubber, like a non-Newtonian fluid character that you can make. Gif or Griff, which are hippo folk, which is great because like a month after I came up with my own name for a hippo race, because I was like, Loxodons are elephants, let's come up with a hippo. So I came up with Hippokin, but they have GIF, or GIF or Griff, I don't remember. They have a flying monkey race called like Canopy or something. They have Thrykeen, which is like insectoid. They have Autonome, which is like a automaton gnome race. And then they have like Astral Elf. I'm very proud of myself that I remembered all those. So those are like new races in Spelljammer that you can make characters of. So I could totally make a flubber thing that has super acrobatics and huge constitution saving throws and stuff. Oh no. Those gummy worms are very slimy at the bottom. They touched my top lip and that was very unpleasant. Oh no. Oh no. That's the slimiest thing I've ever experienced in my whole existence. Oh wow. They've just been soaking in it for like 2 hours. No, not 2 hours. An hour, because I did place them in at the beginning of the stream. So, make D&D Beyond versions just in case. I don't want to buy all the digital copies. I still don't want to buy all the digital copies. If someone... You know what? No, someone's money is better spent elsewhere. Just buying me all the other books that I have. Speaking of which... Oh, did that just yank that? Spruce. Oh, here's the fun thing. I can decide what sip you want me to take. So water or D&Me, both are applicable. I'm going to finish the rest of this, though. Oh, no. My mustache is so slimy. Oh, God. Oh, so slimy. So this, can't see that at all. This is one of the last campaign books that I need. I ordered it. I'm gonna unbox it. Poppy says, slimy yet satisfying. Good. Very good. Yes, one of the last campaign books I need, and then I'm gonna open it for episode 36, but let's see, according to my Amazon wish list, what all other books I need, because I'm down to the last few. All right. If you look at my Amazon wish list, then now I have a couple PlayStation games. So these 4 PlayStation games are like ones that I played in the past and I've completed, but I want them just for my completionist mindset. One is Spider-Man No Way Home, which had the DVD and Blu-ray, which has 80 minutes of extra content. So that's deleted scenes and a whole bunch of stuff. But in terms of the last campaign guides that I need, I have 4 left. So like supplemental books and stuff. I have 4 left out of all of the ones that have been released so far. So that's huge. And in the past couple months, whenever I felt bad, of like if I just had a really rough day, then I was like, you know what? I've earned this. So then I go and buy the $25, because every campaign guide is like $50, but I can find them cheaper elsewhere. D&D don't listen. Wizards of the Coast. Hey, what's that over there? But yeah. So every once in a while I'm like, you know what? That was a rough 2 days. So no one will rewatch this D&Mead, but when I go, oh, someone got me this new book. It's me. It's Victor. Victor bought me my new book. Oh no. Sir, do you know anything about worms? Drop a hop worm fact. Because you know all about fireflies and frogs. So, worms are there, huh? Or are just worms not... Like... Are they not... Well, I don't know if they discovered new species of worms or something. I'm sure they do. I don't know. Science. My arms are really pink. Boy, howdy. Oh, are these gummy worms like gummy bears that you soak in vodka overnight? So they've been sitting in lots of rum and blue curacao for the past hour and 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Because this rum went right through me. Oh, I should get another drink. Gummy worms give you gonorrhea. Well, that's not good. I'm going to call my doctor real quick. So, here's an intermission. No. That's an awful worm fact. That's a bad hot worm fact. All right. I'm going to get another drink, I guess, and then use the restroom. And then I'll be right back. So you grab a glass of something good and join us here for D&Me Like the Drink, where Victor's already a little buzzed. That's me, I am the leprechaun. Oh no, you betrayer. Get at me. Hot worm facts. Chaos. Ah! And now I'm back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave a key. And if you had known for just 1 second that you'd be back to bother me, oh, I'll now go. Walk out the door. I went around now. I ain't no hurting anymore. I'm sitting and hurt me with goodbye. You said I'd crumble and I'd lay down and die. Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to live, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my love to give. I got all my time. Yeah, I will survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. Yeah. Me eating gummy worms made my tongue blue. It might be blue. Oh, man. I was like, if it turned green, then you can't see my tongue. That's amazing. So, Mom, Dodie or something redeemed 100 points. Take a sip or water or mead. Take some for water. Delicious sea ocean water here in the background. I just found a Firefly themed beer in my fridge. What? That's amazing. Like, here's the thing with your whole career, Sarah. Firefly like the book or Firefly like the show with only 8 episodes? Because every time we kind of say it, I'm like, oh, okay, it might be either. So tell me more about that. But then also, because Mom redeemed another 100 points, take a sip. Then here's another alcoholic beverage you can't see because it's green. This is Sweetwater Extra Pale Ale 420. So here we go. Get that good. Yeah. There we go. Instead of the 4 minutes it'll take to make me another Release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. Oh, Liam Neeson from Clash of the Titans. Oh, boy. I saved my alcohol for tonight. So, I found a Firefly-themed beer in my fridge. What was the brewery, and what is it called? And does it have a cool Firefly design? I want to know everything. So, also, take off this number 11, which Poppy rolled. Make D&D Beyond versions just in case I don't want to buy all the digital copies. Yeah. Instead of buying me any of the digital copies, then just buy me the books and, other cool stuff. It is a mango IPA and it's delicious. Yes. What's the name of it? Is it called like Firefly IPA? Also, if anyone has any questions, we're chatting, which is lovely, but if anyone has any questions, specifically not part of my D&Mead notes or my tipsy tangents, which I'm feeling pretty good. My mind just skipped a couple beats because me trying to Triskelion Brewing Co. Triskelion. Yeah, I would drink it and then keep it as a cool. I have a lot of cool cups and great beer designs and bottle designs. If you look at my room here in Atlanta and then room in North Carolina, then I have a bunch of drinkware that has great designs, and I collect it of all the stuff I love. For example, let's see if this will show up because it's fucking green also. Okay, good. This is my motivation in a mug. This is what I have coffee in every morning until I have my D&Me mug, which will be coming soon because the first one got lost in the mail. Yummy coffee. That's what it looks like. Every morning, I just brew a cup of coffee and stick it in the fridge, and then that's fridge coffee. And I have a lot of people, look at that. I have a lot of people making fun of me for fridge coffee, so. All right. Mommy rolled a 16. Sarah rolled a 10. Poppy rolled an 11. I want to roll something now. Give me a cool die. Poppy bought me this D20. Oh, you sent him. Bop. I clicked on the link that Sarah sent in the chat. It's pulling up Chrome. Oh, I need to finish all them gummy worms. It's taking a while. My internet is struggling. Oh, that's cool. All right, we're just going to give a shout out to Triskelion Brewing because that's a great design. In my artistic head, then I was like, you know what? I could Photoshop that. I could figure out how to do it. But also, oh, it's slowly downloading. It's from Henderson, North Carolina, near me. Let's go! Nice. Okay, it's taking forever and a half. Let's see if I could just pop it up. Yes, I can! So this is the beer that Sarah's sipping on. Firefly Indian Pale Ale IPA with mango. And look at that. So, Sarah, where exactly is the Firefly penis? Oh, come on! Loud car ruining my Firefly dick joke. All right. It's probably there, huh? Nino. Okay. All right, we don't need that. Get that out of here. What's this? That's my schedule today. Tomorrow is Dean Artistry. Wednesday's episode 36. And then what's this? Mom wants a version of that. I need to remember to write that down. 1 page PDF pitch for Mom. Golly, my handwriting's atrocious right now. And then here's Release the Krakken. Release the Kraken. That's not it. Okay, great. So, my turn to roll. Again, this is the golden yellow die set that Poppy got me. So, this will be even or odd to figure out which list. Even is the first one, odd is the second. 15, odd, cool, because the first 3 questions have been from the even list. 6. Great. Let's see. Number 6. Oh, cool, great. So, in my watching of... Oh. My phone has not been on Do Not Disturb this whole time. Because I was like, well, what was vibrating? So, in me watching every episode of D&Me, then I have been doing this thing where I collect every song for Toot Toot's ongoing Spotify playlist, which you can find on Spotify. Let's see if I have the Toot Toot Spotify playlist. Oh, Toot Toot Spotify playlist right here. So, listen along with Toot Toot's ongoing Spotify playlist, curated by our favorite Loxodon Barn. This playlist features every song parodied or referenced in D&Me, a show where one man plays Dungeons and Dragons by himself. linktr/D&Me Adventures and like gnome. So that is my musical contribution for Toot Toot the Loxodon Bard. Because I was thinking about it also, and I'll get back to my note here in a second. But I think that me randomly bursting out into song, just in life in general, is like a sign of a higher intelligence, where I can like connect pieces of art with literally anything that someone says, or like a situation. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. But number 6, these are the songs that I cannot find on Spotify. So, the most surprising of all is Bee Gees' For So Long. For so long, ding, 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 ding. You and me together, baby, for so long. That's not on Spotify. Bee Gees is, but not For So Long. The Red Robin theme song from episode 9. Red Robin, yum. And I found some theme songs on Spotify. Like, some people sample it and then put it into their ribbity rap music. So I can find them some like that. And then like some other child songs. It's like some children album, which is ABCs or Baby Shark. Old MacDonald Had a Farm, for example, and stuff. So I think In episode 21, I did the the trombone walking noise, which I don't know if that's a song or if that's just like Warner Brothers, Hanna-Barbera staple. I don't know if that's a song. Boy, I wish I had a friend who like knew that shit. Sarah, redeem 100 points so that I can eat one of these gummy worms. Here's a surprising one also. You can do it, Pimp Lucius. There we go. That's my girl. That's so slimy, y'all. You have no idea. Oh, that was 2 also. But, oh. It's so slimy. And it has like that alcoholic just twang to it. Woof. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle in your snout. Is that what the words are? Mom, is that what the words are? Or did you just adapt lyrics to the gummy worms? Because that's amazing. Yes, to which? Are those the lyrics? Are those the actual, like, lyrics for the past? Because it's probably really old. I am sitting at the edge of my seat. The ear, your eye, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. Yes, the lyrics Poppy and I grew up with. Okay. So these are the lyrics you and Poppy grew up with for this song. Are these like official lyrics or are these like just adapted lyrics from your ute? Ute? Yes, ute. Youths. Because I can maybe try and look this up right now. Because I've never heard those before. All right. Let's say official. All right. Let me try and look this up. So, the worms crawl in, the worms crawl up. The Hearse Song. Oh, the artwork is terrifying. I'm listening to the song right now. Just, this looks like a cover. Oh my god. Okay, I'm pausing it right now. The lines, because this is called the Hearse Song. I just Googled it, and it's, don't ever laugh when the hearse goes by, because you might be the next to die. What? Oh no. Oh bad. Oh bad no. Okay. I learned it from my dad. Oh my gosh. Well, that's amazing because again, I'm eating gummy worms, and Dr. Demento. Oh my god. I'm gonna finish these because I can't. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play me knuckle in your snout. Oh my gosh. The Hearse Song. Well, all right. So my Spotify sometimes messes up, but this is bonkers. I am learning so much. Who first sings it? By Rusty Cage. Okay. The Hearse Song. This is bonkers because I always thought it was like the trombone just like a walking, just some fat guy walking. But no, this is a burial song in human composition of unknown origin. It was popular as a World War song. World War One. Oh God. An old folk song about burial and decomposition. This is too much for me right now, honestly. Wow. Okay. Well. Cool. All right. So other songs that I have not. Well, yes, it is the trombone thing too. Okay. But it's also learning that ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, is also like, about cocaine use or something. The opioid addiction. Like, it kind of broke my mind right now just a little bit. Okay. Next song that I can't find on Spotify is well, speaking of like worms and shit, Dig It Up from the movie Holes. So it was by the like Camp 33 players or something, where Tent 33, where it was the kids. We are laughing our asses off here. Great. Well, good. I'm glad. No, that's exactly what this stream is for. So good. Yes, I could not find Dig It Up at the end of the movie Holes, where like the credits are rolling, and so they sing dig it up on, dig it up on, ow. 2 suits, 2 tokens in hand. I got no respect cause I'm the new man. Got my shovel, shoes full of sand. Check out the tag, the name's Caveman. Oh, na 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 na. So I couldn't find that on Spotify, episode 25. I could not also chapter 9. No. Episode 29, I couldn't find You Can Do It Pimp Lucius, which is chapter 19 of Trapped in the Closet, which, if you don't know the specifics, R. Kelly, who's a bad person, made this operatic epic where like 26 episodes of this one song, and it's like literally an hour and a half long, multiple episodes. I don't know how it was released, but in college freshman year, I took a drama class from page to stage where we dissected, like we made character charts and flow charts of like how the characters interacted with themselves. I made, just in my free time watching R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet, I made a character map and then I posted it on Facebook. And one of them, which was my alarm clock for a little bit, was You Can Do It Pimp Lucius. So chapter 19 of Trapped in a Closet. For episode 29, I couldn't find that. And then episode 32, I can't believe the trombone walking noise is about death. That's also, I think cooking's happening because I can smell some either really good or really bad. I can't tell. But episode 32 also is who's got a dollar? I got a dollar. Who's got a dollar? Hey, 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 hey. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. Hey, 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 hey. Which is from Little Rascals. So I couldn't find that on Spotify. So the Hearse Song. Boy, howdy. That and the games we play. Which, for the record, I like the games we play a lot better than the Hearse Song. So, again, the songs I couldn't find on Spotify is Bee Gees' For So Long, the Red Robin theme song from episode 9, Trombone Walking Noise, which is now called the Hearse Song, episode 21, Dig It Up. Oh, okay. Hearse Song, episode 21. Dig It Up from episode 25. You Can Do It, Pimp Lucius from chapter 19 of Trapped in the Closet, episode 29, Blessing and Naming. And then Who's Got a Dollar from episode 32. So that is item number 6. Let's see. In between items, oh, okay. So here's a thing. Man, I need to use the restroom again? No. Just hold on 10 more minutes as I talk about stuff. So, I have written down the rum stream, which my very first episode of D&Me, I had 699 ums, and then hundreds more because it was really nerve-wracking the first episode, and I was brand new to all of it and the storytelling, so like I filled a lot of sentences with the fillers of like ums and likes and you knows, but I thought about this before really D&Mead, like the drink, was a thing. Then I would have a rum stream where every time I say then I would maybe take a shot of rum, which would go very poorly very quickly, but that was something I was thinking of. But then also I adapted that into the run, which Poppy, my father, is helping me very much with the run of editing my podcasts. Angelito Guapo. You can use astronaut diapers. Boy howdy. Okay. Let me enact that real quick. So imagine in the D&Me Like a Drink July edition, where I'm talking about, I think the narrative qualities of Toot Toot are okay, so that was just a taste of how me wearing astronaut diapers during a stream would be. I would not be able to talk and give quality content, although that's quite quality. Yes, yeah. So, yeah. Me just going, you know what? When tackling Rock's half fork and like that whole interaction and conversation about racism, okay, so yeah, I don't know how well that'll do, but I love the suggestion. And then I'd just be like sloshing in it. So, okay, so the value of Onyx. Thanks, you're welcome. The run. My father helps me edit the podcasts. He has helped edit 11 through maybe 14. And I still need to edit and release episode 10 of the podcast, which I want to do this week. But again, I haven't even finished watching episode 35 again. But he helps me take out all the ums and likes and, the just glaring pauses. And then Poppy, so I was going to send you an email, but this is perfect. The reason I think the ends are truncated is because I use a website where I just plug in the YouTube URL. I Google YouTube to MP3, and then I plug in the URL, and then I just make it do the work for me. But because every time it does cut off the ends, then I am just going to download the episode and then put it through GarageBand and then just extract the audio and then send that audio, which I know will be good, to you. So the next couple will be real good. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then also Anna Bowder helped me do the run for episodes 9 and 10 of the podcast. So I know that was a lot of work. She was like, yeah, that was a lot. But that helps me incredibly because then I only focus on just the content, which is amazing, instead of worrying about, oh, well, I took 25 seconds here to look up the rules for the silence spell, which, again, my pre-show Photoshop was bop, and then silence. So when I do have this, when I do, oh wait, is that still up? No, it shouldn't be. So, this is, what the heck is happening? Oh, that's why. Are there two screen shares? But when I do some pre-show Photoshops, but I still want me to be seen, then I'll have this silence spell up. But it has a mute button and like a little bubble, which is nice. So that's what I was working on for this pre-show thing. So run stream, run for the podcast, but rum stream for when I have too many fillers during a D&Mead like the drink. Then I would like take a sip. I would spend 100 channel points to make myself take a sip of something. So yeah, man, I do need to use the restroom again. Gilly. So that's run, which I've had on my list for forever. Excuse me. Take a sip of water or something. Since it's coming from my mom, she probably means like water. But I'll do both. All right. Yeah, I'm going to use the restroom again. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'll be back. Okay, real quick. Mom went, hell no. 420. That deserves another sip. And then in the fridge, I also have another one. So tonight we're going to turn up for what? All right, but I am going to be. I looked up the Hearse Song lyrics, and they are frightening. Just a sample. Yeah. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease and pus pours out like melted cheese. So that's just the worst thing I've ever experienced. But my fan is going really badly. I'm sorry. But a la my grandfather, him teaching songs is great. Recently, I don't remember what stream it was, but all right, thank you. I was doing a thing where I was reading something off very specifically, but it sounded like the little adage that my grandfather taught me, where introducing yourself in elementary school, when they asked you what your name was, then you'd stand up and then you would recite your name, but you would spell it out one syllable at a time. So you spell the first syllable and then recite it, and then you spell out the second syllable and then recite the first syllable and the second syllable. So let's see if I can remember what mine is. So I'm Victor Rivera, VIC, there's your Vic, TOR, there's your Tor, there's your Victor, RIV, there's your Riv, there's your Tor Riv, there's your Victor Riv, ERA, there's your Era, there's your Rivera, there's your Tor Rivera, there's your Victor Rivera. So that was Victor Rivera, but his, which was amazing, his name is not, but this was the joke of it. His was Archibald Asshole Broke. So Sarah Redeem, take a sip. So right before I recite Archibald Asshole Broke, then I'll take a sip of 420, baby. Which was 5 days ago, and I'm glad I didn't name episode 35 High Stakes, because Paperbird was better. Although, 420, nice. All right. Here is Archibald Asshole Broke. Let's see if I can do it in one breath. I'm Archibald Asselbrook. ARCH, there's your arch I, there's your I, there's your arch IBALD, there's your ball, there's your eyeball, there's your arch eyebald, ASS, there's your ass, there's your bald ass, there's your eyebald ass, there's your arch eyebald ass, HOLE, there's your hole, there's your asshole, there's your bald asshole, there's your eyebald asshole, there's your arch eyebald asshole, BROKE, there's your broke, there's your hole broke, there's your asshole broke, there's your bald asshole broke, there's your eyebald asshole broke, there's your arch eyebald asshole broke. Oh, I slid into home at the end there. Oh my gosh, I haven't done that in years. Archibald Asshole Broke. Oh my gosh. And my grandfather taught me that, of all people. That's fabulous. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you. Oh, sorry, 4 claps. Clap, 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 clap. Archibald Asshole Broke. So yeah, Victor Rivera. And then, bravo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I haven't done that in years. It was amazing. And then my favorite of Grandpa David's songs that he taught me was this song that sounds really romantic until a couple lyrics in. Clap, cowp. So, yeah. So trains, when they used to come into the train stations, for their restrooms, they would just have holes coming out of the water closets just to relieve themselves on the tracks. So in order to prevent a lot of sewage building up in the stations, the following happens. Passengers will please refrain from flushing toilets while the train is standing at the station. I love you. We encourage constipation while the train is in the station. Moonlight always makes me think of you. That song resurfaces my head every 2 months. And I like it. Let's see if there are other lyrics. Passengers will please refrain from flushing toilets while the train is standing at the station. Humoresque. Passengers will please refrain. The lyrics. All right. By Oscar Brand. Interesting. If you wish to pass some water, kindly call the poolman porter. He'll place a vessel in the vestibule. If the porter isn't here, try the platform in the rear. The one in front is likely to be full. If the woman's room be taken, never feel the least forsaken, never show a sign of sad defeat. Try the men's room in the hall, and if some man has had the call, he'll courteously relinquish you his seat. If these efforts are all vain, then simply break a window pane, this novel method used by very few. We go strolling through the park, goosing statues in the dark. If Sherman's horse can take it, why can't you? Oh my gosh. What a song of another era. Wow. 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 Golly. Gadzooks. Oh no. I love that. If these efforts are all in vain, then simply break a window pane, this novel method used by very few. That actually reminds me of singing that right now as enthusiastically as I have. You've learned so much today. No kidding, dude. No, yeah, absolutely. Music. Let's talk about music for a second, just in terms of other art. So I've heard this beautiful thing in high school where musicals, because my expertise in acting is like straight plays and then on camera stuff, but I never like clicked into musicals, and I didn't know why people would just break out into song. I've never heard a good explanation for that until someone went, okay, the little scenes in between the songs, those build you up so that you are so full of emotion that normal dialogue can't convey your emotions. So you have to go into this heightened form of feeling, which is breaking out into song, which I love. And that's amazing. Like, you are so raptured in pain or so deliriously in love that you have to sing about it and rhyme stanzas and do a whole chorus and dance number, because like normal words and normal dialogue can't contain your enthusiasm or your despair. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. And then I saw a meme recently that was a screenshot of one of the fight scenes from Lord of the Rings. So it's all the archers lined up on the castle wall and like just aiming. And it's pouring down rain, but also there's this huge bright light, which could be understood as the moonlight shining down. And someone asked the visual effects supervisor or the lighting designer, like, where is that light coming from? And then the lighting designer smiled and said, the same place that the music is coming from. Which just is beautiful. Because when you think about it, yes, like me working my almost 7 years on camera career, like I understand camera placement and camera movement and not crossing the 180 line and all of these specific technical rules, but to transcend, to do like this artistic analysis of movies and musicals where it's like just this transcendent art. That's amazing. I've never experienced or really understood musicals until that moment, or heightened art until that moment, because there was the argument also from Lord of the Rings where it's very, do you remember the Amadeus thing about several singings at the same time? I don't. Is that the Madrigal which Encanto uses? Amadeus thing about several singings at the same time. Remind me. Because I did a project on Amadeus, but I didn't get a good grade on it, which that guy can blank a blank, eat a whole onion. But like, yeah, this heightened art. So someone compared Lord of the Rings, where it was that scene of everyone lined up. Yes, okay. So Madrigals, which from Encanto, which is one of the recent Disney movies, like everyone's singing all at the same time, and then it just builds on itself, and very much what Lin-Manuel Miranda does very well with In the Heights and Hamilton is for like the Act 1 closers, then all snippets of all the songs that have been played so far build on each other, and just this swelling musical number, and it's amazing and gorgeous. But that's everyone's emotions all intertwining and swirling together, and I love it. Those are brilliant, and I can't figure that out. That's very much a painter's mindset. That's piano playing versus a drawing or a xylophone playing, where you just worry about the outlines, where piano and painting, that's like blending all the colors together and all the musics and holding down the foot pedals and stuff. So that's my view on music and stuff. So someone recently for Lord of the Rings showed the archers on the castle wall for the Lord of the Rings, but then compared that to one of the stills from one of the last episodes of Game of Thrones, where they took realistic lighting. And notoriously, one of the last battles of Game of Thrones was this giant, very dark battle in the middle of the night. So if you're watching it on your TV screen, then you're just kind of squinting, because all you see is you sitting on the couch reflected in all the darkness, because they're like, no, we're going to be loyal, and we're just going to have like these 7 torches on the castle wall, instead of having everything beautifully lit and high fantasy and all that. So there's the argument betwixt the two. And now that I know, like, where's that light music coming from? The same place that the music. Where's that light music coming from? The same place the music is. Then that's like, oh, of course, amazing. So that's my recent views on music. All right, so it's 9 o'clock. Let's maybe do a little bit more. Anyone, please feel free to roll a dice in your own home. I don't know why. Hope, if you're still lurking, why did my R20 thing not work? RD20. Because it was really cool to watch her do it. Oh well, that's fine. Let's see. So you are now 16, you are now 17, you are now 18. So if Mommy or Poppy or Sarah or anyone else watching, True Jack, are you here? Have you seen the meme where there's Gimli not standing in one space where he could see? Hey, Poppy! Thank you so much for subscribing at Tier 1 for 7 months. Holy cow! Thank you very much, Poppy. Beautiful insights. Thank you. Have you seen the meme where there is Gimli not standing in one space where he could see? I have not. Send that. Send that to me if you can find it. And then Mom says 5. So let's see if it's the odd or even list. Let me fix all the numbers because we've gone through a couple things tonight. Passengers will please refrain from. I need to learn the window panes one because that's funny. All right. Archers at the wall. I don't remember them. Excuse me. All right. Evens or odds? Evens. 5. Okay. Here's an interesting point. So a lot of artists that I admire, especially making their own content and really, really unique stuff that don't seem to have an audience anywhere. For example, one of my celebrity crushes is Simone Giertz, who has in the past made a name for herself as the Queen of Shitty Robots, where she would make like this like latex hand and then attach it to some mechanics, and then according to an alarm clock would trigger this latex hand starting on a windmill and then slapping her awake. So it's like an alarm clock that, and then like her hair got tangled up in the gears and stuff. So stuff like that. And then like she had a helmet with some popcorn on it, and then like the helmet would feed her popcorn with these other two hands. So she made a whole brand and a whole name for herself as the Queen of Shitty Robots. But then she's moved on. Lately, she has like 1,000,000 YouTube subscribers and followers and stuff, where now she's just making videos about her repairing her San Francisco home, and it's amazing. And then that's just one example, because then the McElroy family did the Adventure Zone and made their whole podcast empire for Mabimbam, which is My Brother and Me, and Wonderful, and Schmanners, and Sawbones. So there are these artists who I hugely admire, who just made their own stuff and never bowed down to what they thought art should be. And they found their own audience because people gravitated towards them making whatever they wanted to, and didn't. And this also ties back to acting, like you being your authentic self rather than you performing and portraying what you think casting directors want to see. Because if you're your own self, then people will gravitate towards you. So my note here for number 5 is, long burn, baby, they will find you. So with D&Me and D&Mead Like a Drink and D and Artistry and Playing with Myself Station 5, this 9 months have been amazing, and I've learned so much about 100 different things, but never have I felt that I compromised my art in order to fit or reach out to a wider audience. Like, I always had, number 1, play Dungeons and Dragons for myself as the priority, and then number 2, like stuff I want to see. So if I were to have discovered D&Me, if it was done by someone else, this is exactly the kind of content that I want to watch. I want to watch a funny bearded guy with a great connection with his family get drunk and then yelling awful, wonderful things at chat. And like, I feel that I have so much to offer with my unique point of view and unique personality and just myself having fun. And I'm so funny and witty that I really think that if I keep just pushing out exactly what I'm doing, and maybe figuring out Twitch a little bit more, and maybe figuring out some branding a little bit more, but never compromising. That's the thing. I will never shoehorn myself into like, oh, well, everyone else is doing like makeup tutorials, so I should do a makeup tutorial. No, I will always have the Victor Rivera angle. I will always be authentically D&Me within my umbrella, within my little circle. And I know I have maybe 3 viewers right now, but they are huge supporters and incredibly important in my life. And if this hearts, boop, 100 points. I want to reach 1 year of I want to reach one year of D&Me, where July 28th, which is right near my birthday, I want to have done D&Me for a whole year and experience that. And then if it continues, then amazing. If not, it was a year and it was fabulous. But with that, this experimental entertainment entity. It was a fantastic way to spend 2022, and I love it, and I've built up such a body of work, 35 episodes, 9 episodes of a podcast, and if I don't do any more live shows, then I will still have 36 episodes. No, that's not right. 26 episodes to edit for a podcast so that we can have like a succinct storyline. Maybe before I start Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, then I'll take a break or something. But like, this is the longest by far piece of art I've ever made. And it truly is a piece of art, and it spans graphic design with making this whole banner and making all the art all the time, and just talking about it like a post-mortem almost. And I feel that this is absolutely quality, and I'm very proud of myself. So that feels good, huh? Yeah. Oh man, I have like a little alfalfa thing going on. Get out of here, little flyaways. All right, we'll do maybe one more. Maybe one more. Someone send me a number. I'll see what we got. We are proud of you too. Thank you. And I really would not have take a sip. Yeah, to y'all, to my mom and my dad and my sister. Thank you very much. 13. Ugh. Let me see. Evens or odds? Oh boy. 7 odd. All right, cool. 13. Hella proud. Y'all are very sweet. Thank you. 13. Okay, cool. This is a big one. So this will carry me throughout a lot. I just want to ski. Oh my gosh. I love it. And then my sister visited me this past month. So that was a lot of fun. We hung out very much. We love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. All right. Here's the big one. So, my thoughts and opinions on the Adventure Zone, Critical Role, and Dungeons and Daddies. This will last me a while. So, these are the D&D shows that I experienced in my Dungeons and Dragons history, and I have some opinions about them, and I want to share them with you before my voice goes. First of all, my very first time playing with Tipsy, the Forest Gnome Rogue, was Christmas of 2015, and my dungeon master, Jonathan Fitz, sent me and everyone who played, so my mom and my sister, sent us some shows to watch in order to figure out what Dungeons and Dragons and the whole flow is. And he sent us episodes of Acquisitions Incorporated, which I feel was the first big resurgence of D&D show. So that is like the first one. And that actually... because this is a big conversation. So, yeah, I have some resource materials. So, Acquisitions Incorporated was the first big Dungeons and Dragons show for 5th edition. And Dungeons and Dragons had been around since 19... And for 5th edition, they went through first edition, then the second edition, which was called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and then third edition, I think, and then 3.5 edition, and then fourth edition, and now fifth edition. So Acquisitions Incorporated was the first big fifth edition show. And the dungeon master was Chris Perkins, who is one of like the head Dungeons and Dragons people now. And it is a D&D product created in partnership with Penny Arcade Incorporated. So they are other YouTube people, I think. And we watched a couple episodes, like they did episodes live at PAX, which is a big old game convention. And they were great, and it was fun. And they only had a couple episodes at that point where it was maybe 8 to 10 filmed episodes of live content over PAX East and PAX West and some other stuff. So we got to see some players play, and who wrote The Name of the Wind? Who is that amazing bearded gentleman? Because he was a character in it. He played... Oh, boy. I didn't spell any of that right. The Name of the Wind. Patrick Rothfuss. So he was a character, and he was a brilliant swashbuckler, and it was really great to watch. Patrick Rothfuss, he did this beautiful thing where in one of the books, The Name of the Wind or The Call of the Wild or something, he inserted, he's a novelist, so a writer, and he inserted his own Dungeons and Dragons character into the books, which is just beautiful. So thank you very much, Patrick Rothfuss. So that is Acquisitions Incorporated. Since then, they've done a couple more live shows, and then the main people for Acquisitions Incorporated actually stopped playing together, and then they have like a C team. So Acquisitions Incorporated is very much like based off of a business model. So like that's the humor of it. Like you need to gain assets and figure out synergy and whatever. But recently, like the way they've kept that going is through Team C or Team B or something. So that was cute, but I stopped watching after the resource of it being my first introductions to Dungeons and Dragons. And then when I moved to Atlanta, then one of my roommates introduced me to the Adventure Zone, where he played the first episode in the car as we were driving somewhere. And he's like, yeah, so it's 3 brothers and their dad playing Dungeons and Dragons. And one of the brothers is teaching everyone else how to play. And I was like, okay. And then I listened to the first episode and I was like, okay, well, this is fine. But then a couple months later, then one of my other friends was like, no, this show is great. Like, yeah, it starts out a little rough because they're all just learning it. But then the storytelling becomes amazing and the jokes are fabulous. So I listened to it and then I did get addicted. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So then I started learning Dungeons and Dragons with them learning Dungeons and Dragons. So the Adventure Zone is Justin McElroy, who's the oldest brother, Travis McElroy, who's the middleest brother, and then Griffin McElroy, who's the youngest brother, and their dad, Clint McElroy, who then played this beautiful series called Balance. So it's the Adventure Zone, Balance. And it is one of the best pieces of art I've ever experienced, transcending the medium of Dungeons & Dragons and podcast, because it takes place over 69 episodes. Nice. Which I only have 30. No, I have less than 34. How many? 35? No, I have 34 episodes in order to get to 69. So we'll see. Oh my gosh. It'll be great if it's episode 69, Nice. So let me just write some note down that is not apropos to anything. But as we talked about earlier this evening, they discovered their own flavor and with berry blue jeans and just separating from the normal D&D lore. Then they made up their own stories and then had beautiful characters and heart-wrenching moments and just points where I would laugh out loud. And I lived in my first apartment here in Atlanta, and I was within walking distance, half an hour maybe, of the Georgia Aquarium. So I had an annual pass to the Georgia Aquarium, and then I would pop in my headphones and then listen to the latest episode of The Adventure Zone. Which was amazing, and it really meant so much to me as my first years here in Atlanta. And then I would walk to the Georgia Aquarium. I would buy a monster from the vending machine. I would chug it, then I would zoom through the Georgia Aquarium, and then I would walk back. And that was just a perfect day, in my opinion. But me and then my family went to multiple live shows of the Adventure Zone, and we reached out. I've written some of them, and Justin wrote back to me and tweeted them, and I eventually got a shout out on the show for the intermission and stuff. So that was the Adventure Zone balance arc. The first 69 episodes were just pure gold, and their live shows were Taco from TV, and then Magnus Burnsides, the human fighter, and then Merle, the dwarf cleric, who didn't know how to fucking heal worth beans. And Griffin many times had said that was his best creative endeavor that he's ever written, and that was huge and important and really meaningful in my life. And then I bought so much of the D&Me of the Taz merch, and I was obsessed, and it was amazing. And it was really, really fabulous. And I appreciate the McElroys so much for the balance arc, and it was just fundamental and huge, and it introduced so many people to Dungeons and Dragons. There are thousands of people that started playing because of this little podcast, which is huge and influential in the fact that they can make a living now as podcasters. Because really, they first started with Mabim which is my brother and me, and then they were just giving bad advice based off of listener-supported, listener-submitted questions, and then Yahoo answers. But the Adventure Zone really put them on the map, which then made everyone listen to Mabim Bam. I listened to 400 episodes of Mabim Bam because of the Adventure Zone. And then Griffin and his wife, everyone is married now, Griffin and Travis and McElroy, and then everyone has a wife and kids, and they all have their own podcasts. So I listened to all of Rose Buddies, which was the first Griffin and Rachel podcast about The Bachelor, which turned out to be super toxic, so they changed to Wonderful, and I've listened to a bunch of those episodes. I listened to a bunch of Sawbones, but I was working at a barbecue restaurant at that point, so I was listening to the podcast as I was eating my lunch break. And Sawbones was a bad choice because it's a medical podcast, so they were talking about a whole bunch of medical stuff, and I was eating, and I was like, but a lot of I consumed a lot of McElroy family product. And then their second campaign, they wanted to do something different, which I hugely respect, and it was called Amnesty. So it was based off of the game system called Monster of the Week. That's probably not right. But it was different mechanics from Dungeons and Dragons. They made different characters, obviously from their main three, which they totally should. But the story did not engage me as much. The characters were not as lovable, or the NPCs not as memorable. So I listened to it, and then by the end, I was just like, okay, I'll finish it and just listen to it. Okay. They did something different, which, again, I hugely respect, but it wasn't something that I would buy everything, all their merch for. I'm running out of steam, but I do want to finish talking about the Adventure Zone and then Dungeons and Dragons and Critical Role. But I do need to use the restroom again. I'm sorry, and then I'll grab another beer and maybe some more water. But I'll just be right back. Thank you all for staying with me so far. So, there we go. New beer. So, Amnesty is when they played. Oh, I don't remember what the actual game was, but they played different characters, and it was a different feeling, as it should be. And I didn't enjoy it as much. It wasn't as formative. And then they had their third campaign, which was called Graduation, which started out amazing. And I was totally a fan of it because it was very much how I was running my own games as a DM, as a dungeon master. And then it didn't know where it didn't find itself after a while. And it was more slogging through episodes. So I finished listening to it, but it wasn't as enjoyable either. So they're on their fourth campaign now, and in between they've done one-shots of, like, they've done a whole bunch of different game systems and built different characters, and they're all okay. But balance, like those first 69 episodes, nice. Amazing. That's wonderful art. So that was huge. And then now they're doing Ether Sea, which I listened to a little bit because they had a couple episodes of like this world building campaign, which was neat, but I just was not as invested anymore. So that's the Adventure Zone. Back in 2018, I just quit my toxic day job of working at a barbecue restaurant. And then I had all the time in the world. I had so much money saved up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I want for however long I want. And I'm still doing that. But I started playing a month straight of Skyrim. So I was just doing my own adventure on my Xbox 360 before it got stolen. And then I completed every quest except one, which we'll talk about on my Skyrim streams. But while I was playing, I was listening to this podcast called Hello from the Magic Tavern. And it is not a D&D podcast, but it is a high fantasy podcast where one regular human man got sucked into a vortex behind the Burger King in Chicago, and like they give a specific address for a Burger King in Chicago. So I want to go to that Burger King so that I can go, oh my gosh, yes. And then he meets a badger and a wizard in oh my gosh, I don't remember what the tavern was called. But they would just talk. And it was like interview segments, and they would interview special guests who would improv as different characters. Like they would say, hey, so you're a minotaur and you love butts, and then they would come in and then just make a whole episode about this minotaur special guest who loves butts, and like they would build these ridiculous world building lore, but it was so funny and engaging that I listened to all of the first campaign, and then 2/3 of the way through season 2, and it was amazing. And like they were really active on Twitter, so I would like reach out and go, oh my gosh, I loved your butt minotaur, your butt loving minotaur, to them or the special guests, and they would tweet back at me, and it was really amazing because for Skyrim, there's a lot of grinding where you do the same cave over again just to try and get a different sword or something. So I listened to a lot of, like, while I was grinding to get up levels, then I would listen to a lot of Hello from the Magic Tavern, and it's amazing. So they were really fun. And then two last ones, and I'll end. But Critical Role, that took Acquisitions Incorporated kind of passed the torch onto Critical Role, and Critical Role is the biggest D&D show, I would argue, where they are also on Twitch on Thursday nights, and they've built this enterprise for 7 years. They've done Critical Role, they've done 3, they're kind of just started their 3rd campaign, but their first one was called Vox Machina, and then the second one was Vox Machina, and I don't remember. But the third one, the Mighty Nine, there we go. Whew. 9 as in Poppy the German, if you're still here, the German 9, so Nein, because one of the characters, the Mighty Nine, because the wizard, the human wizard, was German but Zemnian in their D&D high fantasy translation of it. And I loved the first campaign. Like, here's the thing, each episode of Critical Role is pretty much 4 hours. It's a rare episode where it's less than 4 hours, and there's a rare episode that's like 5.5 hours, and it's a lot. So the fact that I've gone through 2 whole campaigns of Critical Role, that's amazing. So they're all comprised of voice actors in Los Angeles, and Matt Mercer, the Dungeon Master, Matthew Mercer, is one of the supreme, just the highest level of DM, where it's literally his job to create these engaging NPCs and these huge arcs and storylines. And like every week he would bring on like all of these terrains so that they have little minis, and it's a huge visual show, but it's also a podcast. And like, I loved the first campaign. I listened to all the second campaign, and I wasn't as invested in the characters as I was the first one. And then when I finally finished the second campaign, I was like, wow, all right, I can start on the ground floor for campaign 3. And then I started, and I was just like, I listened to so much campaign 2 recently, because that was this past year. Really was listening to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. And they're amazing, and they really introduced to me how you can use D&Me as a, like, how you can use D&D as a storytelling device where you can talk out just the days, instead of it's fight monsters, get the loot, fight monsters, get the loot, rest occasionally, fight monsters, get the loot. So that was beautiful, and I love all the actors, and I've had dreams about like acting with some of them, and that was amazing. So That's Critical Role. And then the newest player in the game is Dungeons and Daddies. And I'm completely caught up with them, I think, maybe except the very last episode, the one that just released. But they have their first campaign, which is called Odyssey. And it's four dads thrown into the Forgotten Realms. Normal-ass human dads. Like, they translated the dad archetypes into classes, which I think is hugely clever. And they're trying to find their lost sons. And I for my money, that is the densest D&D show for jokes. Like, the amount of jokes per minute is the fullest out of all of the shows. And it's amazing, and they've gone stratospheric lately. And they do Discord and Patreon, so like they incorporate, every show incorporates new technology and new D&Me platforms, and I'm gathering from them all like a little crab. But they're amazing, and I've reached out to them a little bit, and they have so much bonus content, and they're amazing. So they're my favorite show right now. Done a Critical Role Campaign 3. I haven't listened to that many episodes lately. The Adventure Zone Ether Sea, I haven't listened to that many after like the first 5. Acquisitions Incorporated, I'm years behind. Hello from the Magic Tavern, I'm years behind. But those are like the biggest D&D show influences for me. Some other books. So Critical Role, this was their first campaign guide, Tal'Dorei campaign guide, which they published themselves. But then one of the books that I still don't have is recently Call from the Netherdeep, which is their D&D official sponsored campaign guide. And then they redid this one. They've updated it for Tal'Dorei, like extended edition, which just came out recently. So that's really, really cool. And then they wrote like How We Did It book, which I haven't read them yet, but just they're so great and they're just amazing. So that's Critical Role. That's The Adventure Zone. That's Dungeons and Daddies. That's Acquisition Incorporated. That's Archibald Asshole So, that's fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. Yep, that's it. So thank you so much for watching and listening. This was D&Mead like the drink. My voice is hoarse because we just had a great time tonight. And this is a monthly little show where you grab a glass of something good and join as we chat about stuff. So this was a lot of fun tonight. So thank you very much for this April edition. I will see you in May. Someone spend 100 points for me to take a sip. I'll finish off this last one, but this is the cold one that I opened. So if someone, there we go, Sarah. Remember another tipsy? Yay, thank you. Bravo, fun time. Remember another D&Mead where Tipsy chugged a whole IPA? And that was cold, baby. That's so cold. Yeah, so I just chugged a... Yeah! Let's see. Oh, boy. Points well spent. Yep. Let's see. 11,000 channel points. 1, 2... Oh, I can't count. Woohoo! Yeah. Tipsy's drunk as shit. Oh boy. I can't take any more sips. Empties. There, down to now 9,000 points. I have a little bit of water left, so I will finish that up and then. Thank you so much for joining me. 20,000 points. I just owed you for that chug. Yay, thank you. Magical. Lovely. This was really great. I need to make some goddamn emotes. That'll be tomorrow. Glitch cat. Love ya. Yeah, thank you. This was the longest. There we go, and I finished that drink too. That's a lot of drinks all around. So, thank you very much for joining us. I will see you tomorrow. Yay! Good night.